and is never far from the headlines. But Lewis Hamilton isn't about making friends. He's about becoming the greatest F1 driver on the planet. There's making a grand entrance, and then there's what Lewis Hamilton did in 2007. The 22-year-old from England had a stellar junior resume behind him, but not a lot was expected when he was named as reigning world champion Fernando Alonso's co-driver at McLaren. That was the last time the Formula One community underestimated Hamilton. In his debut Grand Prix in Australia, he finished third and proceeded to make the podium in his first 9 races, something which had never happened. Before his F1 career was even 8 races old, he was a back-to-back winner. Hamilton failed by just 1 point to win the World Championship in his first season. A superstar had been born. We have never seen anything like this in F1 before. I think the word phenomenon just about fits.
I want to win the World Championship. That's the most important thing. The others are just, it would be nice to win Monaco and Silverstone. I've done one, I plan on doing the other, but the World Championship is the one I want to win.
And Hamilton was in a hurry, kicking off his second season with victory in the opening race in Melbourne. He also saluted around the tight Monaco circuit before his championship aspirations suffered a hit at the Canadian Grand Prix, where he was forced to retire.
Well, I mean, for sure it's going to be tough for the next race, but and we know that we're sort of on the back foot already. But knowing that the pace and the momentum we had already from the last race just shows that anything can happen. I mean, I feel quite confident that we can still win. I've got to. That's my job. I've got to have that belief in myself and the team, and I truly do. I think it's going to be tough, but the key is scoring points. We need to score as many points as we can, so the higher we finish, the better. I still feel we can finish in the top 3, but it's going to be a real challenge.
Hamilton then produced an extraordinary drive in horrible conditions to win the British Grand Prix in front of his family and adoring hometown fans. It is by far the best victory I've ever had. He joined an illustrious list of British names to win their home race, including Stirling Moss, Jackie Stewart, Nigel Mansell, Damon Hill, and David Coulthard. But Hamilton had idolized another great, Ayrton Senna.
This Ayrton Senna, the Brazilian driver, he was the guy that I noticed when I was a kid, and I just loved what he did as, firstly how he drove, but how he was as a being. Because he made a big difference in how he inspired the people in Brazil. He was bigger than any football player, any president or prime minister or anyone in the team. He was the most influential person in Brazil, you know, in terms of how he gave back to his country. So I love that, you know, he's a real leader and a real iconic figure. So, and he just drove the best, so I always want to be like him.
Hamilton's 2008 championship bid came down to the final race in Brazil, where he needed to finish in the top 5 if his arch-rival Felipe Massa won the event. Things were looking grim until the final turn, where Hamilton pulled off a stunning move to grab 5th and claim the title by 1 point from the Brazilian, who had taken the checkered flag. Surprisingly, Hamilton had to wait another 6 years to taste championship success again. In 2013, he left McLaren for Mercedes, where he was paired with German Nico Rosberg, son of 1982 world champion Keke. Things clicked for the new combination in 2014, with Hamilton winning 4 of the first 5 races of the season. He finished with an incredible 11 wins as he stormed to the world title, with his teammates 67 points adrift in 2nd place.
Well, I mean, I definitely feel like I earned this one, but I mean, you never don't earn a championship. You know, I feel like I drove my heart out this year. You know, and I learned from a lot, and I improved a lot, and there's things I can improve on again, which I will try to work on. But yeah, I feel complete today.
It was a similar story in 2015, with Hamilton winning 3 of the first 4 races and 10 overall to romp home his 3rd world title, equaling his idol.
I just won the World Championship, 3rd time in my career, so emulated Ayrton Senna, who was my favourite driver of all time, and that was my dream since I was like 5 years old, so to do that, that's a really big point in my life.
Lewis Hamilton enjoys life in the fast lane off the track as much as he does on it. He's just as comfortable walking the red carpet at a fashion show as he is getting behind the wheel of a 900 horsepower F1 Mercedes. There are few more glamorous F1 stars than Hamilton, who is sponsored by Hugo Boss and Puma, and is also the global spokesperson for L'Oreal Men. He has plans to design clothes in the future, while also exploring his love of music. Hamilton is a whiz behind the grand piano, can strum the guitar, and has even written songs. Music is what I love most after racing. He dated Pussycat Dolls singer Nicole Scherzinger for a number of years, and counts megastars Kanye, Justin Bieber, and Drake as his buddies. While the glitz and glamour of the Formula One circuit is made for Hamilton, the best driver on the planet understands his importance as a role model, particularly given the color of his skin.
You know, when I arrive at the Grand Prix, I don't arrive and think, oh, I'm a minority. I don't feel that way. I just feel like I'm just beginning to appreciate more that I'm a role model for lost kids, whether it be white, whether it be black, whether it be Asian, whatever.
When we return,